All right, let's start by mixing half a cup of flour with cocoa, cornstarch, and a pinch of salt. I recommend using unsweetened natural cocoa. 3 tablespoons should do the trick. The cornstarch is there to improve the texture, making the cake lighter and less dense. And to bring out the flavor and balance the sweetness, just add a pinch of salt. Sifting ensures even distribution of the dry ingredients and helps prevent clumps. This chocolate roll is quick to make, just 10 minutes to bake, and another 15 to 20 minutes to mix everything. You can enjoy it as soon as it's done. Now, take a sheet of parchment paper and carefully fold the edges on the sides to create a little border. This will make it easier to place the batter and prevent it from spilling out while baking. And for the roll, it's best to use a larger baking tray, so the layer of batter isn't too thick, making it easier to roll up. All right, with the prep work done, let's get started on the batter. Crack the eggs into a large bowl. They'll expand a lot when whipped, so make sure there's enough space. Then add sugar. It not only sweetens, but also helps stabilize the foam. I really recommend using a double boiler to whip the eggs. Just pour about a cup of water into a saucepan and bring it to a boil. This trick helps make the foam more stable, airy, and light. Once the water's boiling, take the pot off the heat and place the bowl with eggs and sugar on top. Start whipping on the lowest speed to gradually build up the foam. Just be sure the bowl with the eggs doesn't touch the hot water, or the eggs might overheat and curdle. As you whip, slowly increase the mixer speed every few minutes, going from low to high. It takes some time and effort, usually about 10 minutes. Keep whipping until the mixture becomes light, fluffy, and forms soft peaks. Once the eggs are ready, it's time to add the dry ingredients. Fold them in gradually, adding a little at a time. Use a spatula to gently stir from the bottom to the top, keeping the batter light and airy. Add the rest of the dry ingredients and keep mixing. Be careful not to mix too vigorously, as this can cause the batter to lose its lightness. Once everything is mixed, stop to preserve the volume. Now, pour in 2 tablespoons of boiling water. The hot water brings out the flavor and color of the cocoa powder, making the sponge more moist and tender. When mixed in, the batter develops a slightly crisp texture and a rich cocoa flavor. After mixing in the boiling water, add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. This helps make the sponge soft, moist, and tender. Feel free to add a couple of drops of vanilla extract for extra flavor. Then, give the batter a few gentle stirs with a spatula to combine, and it's ready to go. Finally, slowly pour the batter into the center of the baking tray, letting it spread out evenly. Make sure it reaches the corners and edges. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Once the batter is ready, bake for about 12 minutes. Baking time may vary depending on the batter thickness. Details are in the video description. Roll the cake up as soon as it comes out of the oven. I place a clean parchment sheet on top, cover it with a kitchen towel for support, and then flip the tray over. This helps keep the cake flat as you turn it. Next, carefully peel off the parchment it was baked on. Do this quickly but gently, so the cake stays warm and flexible for rolling. Now, just carefully roll up the sponge, popping a rolled up bit of parchment in the middle to keep it nice and even and stop the layers from squishing together. That's it. Let it cool down and you're good to go. While the roll's cooling, let's make the chocolate ganache. Don't worry about the fancy name. It's really simple to make with just 2 ingredients, and it tastes delicious. First, chop the chocolate. I like using dark chocolate with 70% cocoa. It has a rich flavor and a good balance of bitterness. The finer you chop it, the faster and more evenly it will melt. Once chopped, just transfer it to a bowl so it's ready for the next step. The second ingredient is heavy cream. I prefer 35% cream for the best texture. Heat it up until it's hot, but preferably over medium to medium-low heat. Stir it occasionally so it heats evenly. It doesn't stick and doesn't develop a film on top. There's no need to bring it to a full boil. Just wait until it's steaming, with small bubbles around the edges, while the center stays calm. Pour the cream into the chopped chocolate and let it sit for a bit to melt. Then, gently stir with a spatula until it's smooth and well combined. That's basically it for making ganache. Super simple and no fuss. By the way, let me know your country in the comments. It's always exciting to see how far this little kitchen adventure goes. Now, let's move on to the roll. It's cooled down and kept its shape nicely, just as we wanted. Take a moment to admire how soft and flexible it still is. That's exactly what we're going for. Here comes my favorite part, pouring the ganache over the sponge, but don't use all of it. Save about a quarter for covering the roll once it's all rolled up. Next, spread the ganache over the sponge. You can use a spatula, spoon, or even a brush, whatever works best for you. Personally, I like using a silicone brush. Gently roll up the sponge with the ganache. It's simple since it holds its shape. If you'd like, transfer the roll to a serving plate or tray. For a cleaner look, cut off the edges. Though honestly, it's easier to do that before adding the ganache. Pour the rest of the ganache over the roll. It's best to do this in a few parts. Take your time to gently spread it however you like. You can use a spatula or a silicone brush to create the texture you want. I'll show you how each tool works to get the perfect finish. Since the ganache thickened a bit, I gently heated it using a double boiler to make it smooth and easy to spread over the roll. If you're not pausing to film like I was, your ganache probably won't have time to set. Some recipes suggest chilling the roll for a few hours before serving, but good luck convincing kids to wait. In our case, the roll was gone as soon as I finished making it. And that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit subscribe. See you next time.